So, hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to another exciting meeting of Leaders Connect and Storytellers. So, today we have wonderful speeches and our Timor theme lined up. So, everyone will be wondering what is this motivation madness that Monica is bringing that she will disclose anyways. But what I know about Monica is she is supercharged with her energy and she is very infectious. So, be careful what she talks about and take a great learning from her. So as we know, we have upcoming festival that is Dashera. So there are a lot of themes or memes going on that this time Ravan will not be burnt. He will be submerged in water as there is a lot of floods in the entire country. But it's a festival to enjoy. I believe many of you must be going to Dandiya or Garba. And there are people I don't go, but if you're enjoying one of them, that's amazing. So when you think about Navratri, what is first thing that comes to your mind, or who is practicing fasting here? Anyone? What is the yeah, Vivek?
Yeah, I've been fasting for last 43 years.
Wow. So you're
So
only on water?
some days on water, some days on fruit. So I bring some variety, but I avoid any grain.
Nice. So couple of days back, I met one of my partner who is from Mumbai. He was saying he's fasting from 30 years almost, and he takes only water for this 9 days. And he was super energetic. It was like fourth or fifth day, and he must be 45, 50 around. So it's like what you challenge. If you think you can do it, you can do it. That's how I thought when I met him. That fasting and working so hard, traveling. So there is some super magic that happens when you think you will be able to do it and you do it. So with this, I like to open our Toastmaster meeting with the official script from the Sergeant of Arms. So today I'll be playing the role of Sergeant of Arms. So as every organization have some purpose, Toastmaster also has a purpose. So Toastmasters give you a space environment where you can open up with your communication, your leadership skills, and the things you want to share. And as every organization has some ground rules, Toastmaster follows some ground rules. So please keep your camera on, mic muted when not speaking, and keep your phone on mute so that it doesn't disturb others. Talk about religion, sex, or politics, but not in derogatory manner. The Toastmaster doesn't restrict it, but be careful how you speak it. Speak about it, that it doesn't harm others. And finally, be cheerful and keep smiling. With this, I'll hand over the stage to our presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Mohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Needle. A round of applause for such a fantastic opening of the meeting. And hello and welcome everyone to yet another amazing meeting of Toastmasters Club of Storytellers and Leaders Connect Toastmasters Club. I'm honored to be the presiding officer for today. And for those of you who don't know, our president and leadership team ensures that everybody gets a chance to be the presiding officer every now and then so they can come on the stage and welcome the guests and open the meeting and learn a lot in the process. And that's exactly what I end up doing today. So today I wanted to ask you, like, I think all of you have been into Toastmasters meeting, and I want you to take you to back in time when you attended your first Toastmasters meeting. For some of you, it is very recent. For people like me, it is like a decade back. But whatever, howsoever long it was, just think about your first Toastmasters meeting. And when you came out of that room, a virtual room or a physical room, what one word describes the feeling, the experience that you had in your first Toastmasters meeting? And you can use the chat box to put it there. Just think about it for 10 seconds. What was your experience?
And I
I
And
guess
got
Ashish,
forced.
sorry? Yeah, Karishma, go ahead. You can say it out.
Hi everyone. Hi, Toastmaster Mohit. So I remember I was waiting outside the Toastmaster Club of West Delhi Mahan Institute. That was my first time, somewhere in October 2018. I'm pretty sure about the month and the year as well. When I was standing there, so someone was already speaking on the stage. So I was there like outside the room because you cannot enter the room while someone is speaking. So we have to wait for the clap. And I was like, why I'm waiting? So I met you only, Mohit. You were there, and I was so scared, like whether I'm at the right place or something like that. So I asked you out of hesitance or out of fear or what, a mix of feelings, to be very honest, that is it a right stage to improve my communication skills because I'm so bad at it, this and that. And you, of course, motivated me then also, and you are continuing doing that, of course. So I was like, okay, if someone elder than me saying that, who has already experienced in it, then let's of course give it a try. When I was there, I was forced for a table topic master. That was my very first day, and I was like, okay, why I'm on stage on the very first day? But then at the end of the day, at the end of the meeting, I realized, okay, this is a perfect place and I think I can do it. So that I can do it feeling, which I got from the first meeting, and that's the best part of my first day, and that's best part of the Toastmaster meeting, that everyone was there to motivate me. Like, you can do it, and
Okay.
eventually I also realized that I can do it.
Fantastic, Karishma. Thanks for sharing. A little word of motivation can go a long way. So, Karishma's word is motivation. I'm looking at our chat to see what other word others feel. For Soumya, it is exhilarating, and then intimidating as well. What about others? Yeah, Neetal, you had something to say as well. Go ahead and you can share your one word. Let's make it brief and so that we can cover as many people.
I was really nervous when I joined my first Toastmaster meeting.
Okay, okay, nervous. Okay, Mamta.
When I joined first, then the first thing came in my mind, yeah, this is the right platform where people would not judge what you speak. And from my life, like it has been, I was looking for the platform where I can speak freely, where I can communicate freely. So yes, that first thought came in my mind. Yeah, this is the platform.
Okay, so a safe environment where you're
Yeah,
not judged. It's a okay,
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Okay, great. And yes, yes, Vivek, you can share yours as well, definitely.
Yeah, mine was like when I joined Toastmasters about 2 years back. This was, of course, I joined as a guest. I think I was at 50,000 feet above ground. And slowly, slowly, I started descending, descending, descending. Today, I can say I'm on ground. That is my experience. So I'm still
Amazing.
learning. I'm still learning. And I'm so much have gratitude for this organization. Thank you.
Thanks, Vivek, for sharing that. And yes, I think Toastmasters teaches us to fly as high as we possibly can while still remaining grounded and remembering our roots. Ashish,
So
just
yeah,
checking if you have attended any Toastmasters meeting before, or is this your first one?
so this is the second one. I attended one last Sunday, and on the same lines as what Mamta mentioned, that I was a bit intimidated as to going to the Toastmasters for the first time. I thought like everyone would be pro and everyone would be pro at conducting themselves on the stage. But as I went there, I felt like people were more encouraging and there was a very good feedback provided. So that was a great plus for me. Like not just generic, but a specific feedback of like there was a grammarian and other stuff. So that's pretty good.
Thanks, Ashish, for sharing that. So it's like a mix of encouragement and good feedback is what you took back from that meeting. So yes, for me it was 2013 November. I also remember the month like Karishma does because some such occasions leave a strong impression on you. And for me, that one meeting back in 2013 still is vividly clear in my mind. So when I went out of the room, I remember telling somebody that I felt like I belonged to the place. And that lady, she was the VP of education, and she said that too will happen now because it is family after all. So those words of hers that you create a sense of belonging is what I remember, but that's my one word of feeling of belonging to a place because that's step one in your learning, your growth in the journey. So I hope we are able to maintain that spirit of Toastmasters, which is all about us creating a sense of belonging with the people who become our members and people who join us as guests too. And on that note, I would like to share that we have two new joiners today. Toastmaster Soumya, would you like to please share a few words about yourself? Please introduce yourself to the group. And before you do that, I must tell everybody that Soumya was considering joining a physical club, and she became part of our friends group. And over time, she felt something interesting, something magical about the group, and she chose to join our online club, which is different from her original thought process. So, yes, Soumya, please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Sure, sure. Yeah, thank you, Mohit, and everyone here. I feel like just to double click a little bit on what Mohit said, I felt a kind of infectious energy in the group, and I felt all of you are such inspiring group of people, not just in the communication skills, but just the different kinds of work that you all do, the writings and all that you do. So I felt I was able to learn much more than just uh, improving communication. So yeah, so it compelled me pretty much to join the club. And about me, I am currently a founder and basically in the early stages of founding a company or technology company. Before that, I've been actually I was in the US for the last 10 years. I migrated back to India a year back, and in a very interesting transition and that kind of journey. So yeah, I think the last club I joined was back in San Francisco, and here I was looking for a club that I could, continue my journey with. That was such a good experience, and I'm really hoping to continue it. Uh, and let's see how it goes.
Wonderful. Congratulations, Soumya, for making up your mind and joining, investing in your own growth. And we look forward to learning and growing together. The other person who joins us today is Toastmaster Mukul. Toastmaster Mukul is from a place in Haryana called Jeend. He works with Accenture, and I let him speak a bit about himself.
Uh, uh, Hello everyone. I am Mukul. I'm an actuary by profession. I work on the insurance side of the things, are risk management. Currently, I'm working with Accenture. So I had my first session of Toastmasters a year back with another group. But I felt this was not the per- perfect place for me, to be very honest. So it took me another year to find a group and start it again. So I had my first session with this group last to last week, and I found that this can be perfect for my growth. So here I am today with you guys all, hoping for a great journey.
Welcome, Mukul. Good to have you as part
Thank
of our group. And yes, you have some colleagues here as well. Karishma is from Accenture, and there are a couple of other people from Accenture as well. So, yes, we look forward to learning and gaining a lot together in the process. So, just enjoy the meeting, and we will let you and Somya both know about the onboarding steps offline. Okay,
Definitely.
all right, and with that, I have one important announcement to make, which is that we have of this festival season, like Neetal was mentioning, October is going to be full of festivities, and I know a lot of us are going to be busy in our own personal stuff. But there is a very special meeting that we have coming up on 5th of October, that's next Sunday, where we meet in person in Gurgaon, and similar efforts are being made in other geographies as well Toastmaster Vivek, for example, is getting people together in Mumbai, and Neethal is making some efforts in getting people together in Hyderabad. So we hopefully will have three different geographies where people will be coming together, and we have an arrangement where we can interact with each other. So all of you who are here in Delhi NCR and also in your other locations, please do join in. Keep a watch out for the details of where the session is happening and all that, but we really look forward to that session. There'll be a lot of good stuff happening there. We will have everything that a good Diwali meeting should have, like fun, gifts, learning, and growth. Okay, so with that, it's time for me to call upon our Toastmaster of the day. Our Toastmaster of the day today is someone who's very magical, someone who has a lot of corporate experience, and she's recently got into life coaching. She's a she's a healer, she's a Toastmaster, she's an author, a podcaster. She empowers professionals to build emotional resilience and unlock inner strengths. Her mantra is every change begins within first. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Monica on the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit, for the warm welcome. Before I begin, I really want to ask everyone, when was the first time you heard about the term motivation? Do you remember? Anybody?
Maybe these days kids hear quite early, but I don't remember hearing till I graduated or beyond that.
I guess maybe
Right.
when I was 10 or 12, I heard it for the first time. Yeah.
And again, ask yourself a question. How many times you really don't do what you want to do because you feel there is a lack of motivation?
Every day.
Every day.
And the funny fact is, even when you were unaware of this word, I remember I got to know about this word, and when I joined corporate, like there was some training happening, they were talking a lot about motivation, how to motivate your team, how to, oh, does really this motivation has to do this much to make somebody take up the task with the due diligence and the commitment? Let me tell you, the motivation is into play even when we got into the life. When we felt hunger, that was a motivation to feed ourselves. When we felt lonely, that was a motivation to connect with others. And that's how the motivation has been into the play into our life. And where we are right now as a human beings is all because of the motivation, which has been into the play. But the point is that today, the motivation has been so much, you know, made as a what should I call it? Like some magical medicine that will kind of feed us with some special kind of vitamin which will make us do something drastically different. No, that's not the case. Motivation is all in the play, and we really are really mad about motivation. That's why today's topic, that what this motivation madness is about. But before I begin more on the theme, let me tell you how we'll be taking up the meeting today. It will be divided into three phases. First, we'll have a prepared speeches, and I'm really, really looking forward to that section because two of the great speakers are going to blow us away with what they have brought in for us. Then there'll be a lot of fun time with us to play with our own communication skills as well as see if we are really inspired or we're looking for the motivation to speak up in the community on some different topics. And then third is the important one, which is getting know how we actually perform throughout the meeting, is the evaluation phase. For now, we have the role open for the general evaluator. Somehow the Toastmaster Raja kind of
Bob
informed that.
agreed to take.
Okay, great, superb. Thank you so much, Bob. Is he here in the meeting?
Yeah, he's a Vaibhav. His name
Okay,
is.
Vaibhav. All right. Oh, acha. So, Vaibhav, I request you, meanwhile, as I'm speaking, maybe you can actually share your brief intro. so that I can formally invite you when there's a time. And I think time is about to come now. So I would need your brief intro. All right. So this would be the flow, and it's important to know how we'll get evaluated. So here I would like to request Vaibhav to come on the stage. Vaibhav, sorry I don't have your intro to introduce you formally, but he is the great person who is ready to take up the charge, take the lead today as a journal evaluator, and he will now be sharing how he will be evaluating us in the process. So Bob, the virtual stage is yours to introduce the role and explain us how the evaluation would be done.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Monica, am I audible and visible?
Video is not clear.
Yes.
Audible is
Any
good.
problems?
You can switch off your video. Video is not
Okay.
clear.
Uh,
And audio bandwidth will increase.
so we'll just leave it as it is. So today I will be the general evaluator for this meeting. As a general evaluator, it is my responsibility to provide feedback as to how the meeting went. So we'll be evaluating the different aspects of the meeting. And we will also have indirect evaluators who will be evaluating the speeches that we have lined up for today. So we have, I think, 2 speeches lined up. To help me with the direct evaluation, I have Dramarian Soumya. So could I ask Toastmaster Soumya to help introduce her role to the audience? Toastmaster Soumya.
Sure. Thank you, Weber. Yes. So I'm taking on the role, well, which if I was doing it on the internet, I would be called grammar Nazi. So I'll be looking out for incorrect usage of English language, but I'll also be looking out for powerful use of language, such as with metaphors or imagery. As grammarian, I'm also going to introduce the word of the day, and the word that I've chosen is resilient. And I'll paste the meaning and sentence both. So the meaning is to be able to withstand or recover quickly from difficulties or challenges. And a sentence usage is say, despite several rejections, she remained resilient and kept applying until she landed her dream job. So I hope that's clear. I'm going to paste all of these and back to Vaibhav.
Thank you, Soumya. Next up, we have the R counter, and for that, we have Toastmaster Karishma. Toastmaster Karishma, you're up next.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Weber, the general evaluator for the day. Hi everyone, I will be the counter for playing a counter role for today's meeting. What I will be doing is I will be listening to all of you properly and will be checking taking a note of all the any other type of fillers, short pause or long pause, or any kind of repetitive words. Like, for example, we say and twice sometimes, or something like that. I'll be taking a note of entire of these things, and I'll get back to you with my report when I will be called by general evaluator. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Karishma. Finally, we have the timer who will be keeping note of all the time for us. And for that, we have Toastmaster Vinny. Toastmaster Vinny.
Thank you, Toastmaster Weber. So I would be the timer for today. And as a timer, my role would be to keep a track of time. So the time that is given to the prepared speeches section is 5 to 7 minutes, which means that after 5 minutes, I will be sharing the screen to show a green signal. After 6 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow signal. And after 7 minutes, I'll be showing the red signal. So after once the red signal is shown, the grace time that would be given is 30 seconds. If the speaker continues talking after 30 seconds also, then he or she would be disqualified from the evaluation. Again, the general evaluation is also timed for 5 to 7 minutes accordingly. The green, yellow, and red cards would be shown after 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and 7 minutes. And for the table topics, the time that is given is 1 to 2 minutes. And so the green card will come up after 1 minute. After 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card, and after 2 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Weber.
Thank you, Toastmaster Winnie, for that detailed time rule for today's meeting. With that, my introduction time has come to an end. I'd like to hand the stage back to Toastmaster Monica. Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Weber, for introducing your role, and thanks to all of your team members to introduce their role and also guide us how the evaluations would be conducted. Thank you so much for that. Now let's begin the meeting. I want to begin with a short story when we talk about the motivation. So there were two friends, the lazy Larry and the motivated Mike, and they've been living side by side, next door neighbors also. They had similar kind of hobbies. They had similar kind of facilities. They had the same couch they bought together, and they also bought the Netflix account together. Now, the morning on a usual day in lazy Larry's house would be, he would wake up, he would think about looking at the to-do list, but then this couch will tempt, will motivate, and will suck him in. And he'll be lost in his day. He has a facility to look at the people outside the window exercising, and he would get tired looking at them, thinking, oh, there's a lot to be done. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow because deadline is still away. Somebody knocked the door. He didn't even bother to go and check. This was happening in Lazy Larry's home. Now, the situation was completely different in Motivated Mike's home. He woke up with the fresh energy. Yes, today is the day, and I have a lot of things to do today. I just went straight into the kitchen, poured a black coffee for him, sat, read some article he had to read, and he actually was deliberately taking the action, sitting on the same couch, and there was a pop-up on his phone. He just looked at it, glanced at it, and then put that down. Okay, this is the Netflix reminder. I'll watch that later. And he continued to what he was doing. Again, the knock that was there at Larry's home, that person came, knocked at Motivated Mike's home, and he went to open the door. And this time, that was nothing other than an opportunity that has knocked him. Because Motivated Mike took that deliberated effort to open the door, that opportunity entered his life. And that's how things happen to us. Now, question to all of you. How did you start your day today? Like a lazy Larry or a motivated Mike?
I did motivated Mike, had a black coffee,
Oh,
went for a workout.
awesome. Any other motivated Mike in the room?
Somewhere a combination between Larry and Mike.
So you were hopping between them? That's interesting.
Hey, yeah.
I think
Oh,
I
lazy
started out
Larry's. Hmm,
as a Larry, but
I
thanks
know.
to this Toastmasters meeting, I'm getting more towards motivated Mike.
I know the lazy Larrys are so lazy that they won't even take a effort to raise that voice that yes, I've been lazy Larry. That's okay. We all are here. We have been here. And often I also go into these two different phases because both of these characters live within us. And there's the time when we let lazy Larry to operate, and there are times we have to take deliberate effort to become a motivational or motivated mind. And often, because of so much hype about the word motivation, we feel that the motivation would be there It'll come and we'll do something. But eventually, motivation has already been there. Even when we begin a life, we have this need of intrinsic motivation, which is supposed to fulfill our basic needs. But motivation is there. Now, when we talk about motivation, it is driven from the word, Latin word called mover, which means to move, to make some changes. So even if you adjust your seat, the body is motivating you because it is feeling tired in that position itself. Why I'm actually talking about is that most of us actually wait, oh, when I'll be motivated, I'll do this. But let me remind you, motivation don't come from outside. Most of the time, it's from inside. And I'll be sharing few facts in a little while how this motivation works. Another aspect I really want to highlight about being fascinated for this word motivation, if somehow, somehow, I think most often I should say, you're not able to take some action, achieve that goal, or maybe enroll yourself into a program you want to, or maybe go and meet your friend because you felt that you are not motivated. Later on, you feel guilt and regret. It's not about getting motivated to things, but eventually the negative emotional pattern you get stuck into afterwards is really a problem because when you enter that stage, it becomes really difficult to come back into that motivational mic stage itself. There is quite a possibility that you will, along with this guilt, shame, regret, disappointment, you actually get stuck into that phase or that character of lazy Larry, and it takes a lot of effort. So it's important to identify what is it that motivating you, what has been motivating you in past. Now, just think for a moment. Go back to your memory lane when you were a child. What did motivate you to go and play with your friends? What made you to step out of your comfort zone and try that silly and risky game altogether, that difficult jump altogether when you were a child? Can anybody remember? Any event in your childhood, as you remember, you did something different that you really was hesitant to do. Anybody wants to share?
Yeah, I can go.
Mhm.
I can't remember the childhood, but somewhere I was quite a shy girl, and we went to a resort. There was a rain dance. Though I don't know dancing, I still pushed myself to do it. So that was one of the barrier that I broke on that day.
Hmm. Correct. Breaking that barrier. And that's what we really need to do. So today, I'll be actually sharing you a few facts which will actually make you realize why this is important, as Neetal shared. It's often about breaking your own comfort zone, breaking that barrier which is holding you back. And at times, that urge is a motivation itself. And what are other factors that help us to beat this game of motivation or beat this madness about motivation or waiting for some extrinsic motivation? I really want you to be aware of all these aspects just at the back of your mind. I'm just seeding this thought. Identify what was that daring move you made anytime in your past that you could recall. And what was that trigger which caused you to take that action? Now, whether that resulted in favorable response or not, or a favorable outcome or not, that's secondary. But that urge, that trigger, that push, that moved you towards that action, I just want you to recall and reconnect with that. And meanwhile, as you're recalling, let's move to the phase one, which we are eagerly waiting. Enough of me talking, and I really want to see the prepared speakers come on the stage and take up the charge and share with their speeches. For that, we have first speaker as Vivek. And for Vivek, Mohit will be the evaluator let me invite Mohit on stage. So Mohit is okay. Mohit is now a DTM. Wait, okay, where is that? Okay, so Mohit is a project manager profession, but enjoys wearing different hats, and he always keeps surprising us with his different themes in the Toastmaster Club. So right now he'll be acting as evaluator for Vivek. Mohit, would you like to introduce Vivek's speech and his? Uh, yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Hello, everyone. I am evaluating Toastmaster Vivek's speech today. This is a very special speech because this marks the beginning of the distinguished Toastmasters journey for Toastmaster Vivek. This speech has following objectives. The objective is for the member to demonstrate their skills as a leader and a public speaker, and it is also the objective for the member to introduce their plan and vision. So the speech title for Toastmaster Vivek's speech today is Creating Clean Connections. And I wish Toastmaster Vivek all the best. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech timer. You may make a note of that. Best wishes, Vivek, and back to you, Toastmaster Monica.
Is my audio video clear?
Yes, Vivek, your audio video is clear. Thank you so much, Mohit, for introducing Vivek's speech today. Vivek is a senior professional and currently serving as TM as a district officer. He's one of the most helpful, passionate soul, and I know he's always full of gratitude. That's what I love about him. And today, Mohit, can you please repeat his speech? Creating connection, right?
Creating clean connections.
Creating clean connection. So this will be your talking position, Vivek. You're all set?
Yeah.
Awesome. Creating clean connection, Vivek. Vivek, creating clean connection.
Come on, let's create some connection. What better way could be to create clean connection if we mimic each other? Come on, let's do it. Wherever you are standing, let's do it for fun. Let's dance. Let's make some rhythmic physical movements. Greetings, fellow members and distinguished guests. I believe we can all be performers instead of being just spectators. We keep switching roles. This is exactly what I witnessed during my maiden China trip at Beijing early this month. According to me, in Beijing, what I witnessed, there are only one type of people. They all do activity. They all do activity. Some are walking, some are running, many are doing bicycling, and many more I saw dancing like I was doing. Yes, you heard me right, dancing. What I witnessed, people, they use the open space, any open space, and they start doing light physical movements. Some are solo and some are in the group. They even switch on the music. Initially, I was laughing at them. What the hell they are doing? This is what we do. If somebody is doing something awkward, I just go outside my house, and at my society gate, if I start doing like this, what people will do? Something is wrong with this guy. They don't really care what other people are doing. दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? Let me translate it. It means the biggest disease in this world is that we keep thinking about other people, what they are thinking about me, what they might be talking about me. And that is what I mean, that let's not worry about others. This is exactly what I observed there. When I asked my business associate, what is this? What is this going on? He told me in China, there is a culture of activity. It's a people are performing anywhere without worrying about anything else, as if nobody is watching them. And he made a one statement. Vivek, it's a large population, but it's a population of large, fit people, not fat people like me. Obesity is not an issue there. I never saw anybody having tummy issues. So I learned two things in my Beijing trip. That two things never go out of fashion: smiling eyes and generous hearts. Talking about generous hearts, see this picture. Mohit is helping me to do that because today I am using mobile. The lady selling hand woven sling bags at around 10 p.m. in the evening for 10 RMB around Indian restaurant. We were having dinner. Can you guess the age of this lady? Please unmute yourself. We can make it two-way conversation.
60.
No, she is 95. So my DTM project resonates with my recent Beijing trip. Reason is creating clean connections. Which value of Toastmasters International you associate this vision with? Any answers? Yeah, just go ahead.
Coexist.
Yes, coexist. But values of our Toastmasters are IRSE, integrity, respect, service, excellence. It encompasses all four values. This is the calling I have got recently, that my life is all about creating clean connections. My life became masterpiece when I choose to master peace, and Toastmaster had a great contribution in that. So my project will be connection-based learning, which we will be doing with a group of participants early morning, every morning 1 hour. First 1 hour we will be investing, which where our motto will be activities, creativity. Team members, since it's a virtual platform, we come together. There is another community where I am associated with. We work together. So CBL is a platform, connection-based learning is a platform where we believe that today is the day where I can change the recipe for tomorrow. The purpose of this project CBL is to remain active, to practice in a group, reading, writing, speaking, listening, and asking clean questions. Life is not about just answers, but it is about finding clean questions. And we just practice how to ask clean questions, how to ask simple questions. So let me do this. This is the theme of my project, activity. Activity is creativity. Thank you.
This is first speech, right?
This is first
Yeah.
speech. Yes.
Standing ovation, please.
Yes. Thanks for reminding me, Nikhil.
Thank you.
Awesome, as always, Vivek.
Thank you.
Timer, we would need 1 minute of time and requesting everybody to please share their opinion and the good words in the chat for Vivek's speech. Timer, please let us know once 1 minute is over.
Before my speech, I'll be sharing my screen. So Vinny has PPT. So can anyone else time it and change the background instead of share the screen? Because I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be giving a PPT presentation.
I would suggest that if changing the background is a problem for you, Vinny, then you can just show a red card on the screen, and Neetal, you can maybe tag her, and we can have her tagged as well, actually spotlighted as well, if that helps.
Yeah, because my screen should not go down. That's what I want.
Right, right. So she can just show a red card and or a green card if that's something, or just pick up anything that indicates that, Vinny.
Or anyone can else time it
Yeah, sure.
for my speech.
I can
Yeah.
show the card right. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
that sounds good. Okay.
Thanks. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Vinny.
I guess 1 minute would be over by now, Timer.
Yes. Almost
Thank you.
over. 10.
Perfect. All right. So to carry on with the momentum, we have now next speaker, none other than our favorite Neetal. For her, the evaluator today is Vaibhav. Vaibhav, would you like to come on stage and share the details about Neetal's speech?
Sure. Excuse me. Toastmaster Neethal is going to be giving her level 5 speech 1 from her pathway innovative planning. The purpose of her speech is to apply her leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. This is going to be her first speech. So this is not yet, so she should not have yet implemented her plan. This is just about how she would go about making a plan for a project. The title of her speech is not another group chat, the Sparks story. So I wish her all the best. Timing for her speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster Monica.
Just a small correction here. I have already implemented 1.0. Now we are going for 2.0. So that's how I planned it out. So I already applied the leadership skills. So it is to enhance it.
Okay, noted.
Thank you.
Vaibhav, can you please repeat the title of the speech?
The title of her speech is Not Another Group Chat, The
Not
Sparks
another.
Story.
Not another. Okay, thank you so much. So, Nital, this will be your delivery position. Yeah, your voice and audio, any which ways, is really clear, and we can see you. Thank you so much. Neetal, as everybody know, is from Hyderabad. She's a chartered accountant working with Deloitte. She's our current grade VP Education, and she's avid reader, fitness enthusiast, and a great motivator. I really see in her. So Neetal, are you ready?
Yes.
I'm just forgetting your title again. I don't know why. Okay, not another chat, right?
Yeah.
So not another chat, Neetal Jen, not just another chat.
To start with, one second. My screen is PPT is clear, visible.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let me start. I have never been good with habits. I have never been good at tracking habits nor implementing or making a progress with consistency. What changed? What changed? I got introduced to a great mentor and a lovely friend, Ashish Agarwal, who kept pushing me to track my habits, to write down what I want to achieve and pursue it. And it is then where we started our accountability purpose. Accountability which stayed together with us. So, what was the vision behind Sparks? So, I used to text Ashish, I'm not able to complete my book. Or he used to text me, I'm not able to keep up with my diet. So, we decided we will get into an accountability partner where we text each other what we did for the day, the 3 habits that we formed, and we used to update each other at the end of the day. What started as a 2 people member has grown. The idea of Sparks began, where we thought, why not elaborate it? Why not include more people in this? It is then we got a vision for having a habit checklist and a check in board where we created a WhatsApp group and we added people. We encouraged people to join in, not force them, but motivated them. That was a clear vision behind Sparks. So, what was our journey so far? So, as I mentioned, it was 2 people holding accountable to each other. But then we began expanding. Not only just the habit checklist, but we also started posting motivational book summaries, what worked for one person, what did not work for other, and we were the cheerleaders for each other. And it has become a safe place where people were comfortable sharing their struggles and celebrating their wins, no matter how the small wins were. I remember posting a blank checklist for 3 days. I could not complete even one habit. But instead of getting a negative feedback, I was celebrated that at least I was being real. And then I made a progress, and my checklist from red, it started becoming more green. So, what makes the Sparks group special? So, we were asking team members or the group members to have a daily check in, consistent habits. So the idea for this was Ashish made sure that we are not tracking a big habits. It can be a 2 minutes meditation, 1 page book reading, or a 10K steps or a 2K steps. No matter how the small or big the habit is, a daily check-in is motivated. And we were encouraging each other and we were being real and authentic. There was no hype behind the habit checkers, or we never motivated anyone to create a big habits which they cannot follow through. That made Spark special and it is still being continued. So what is our goal for our next chapter? So the goal is very clear. We want to encourage more people to join in, and it should not be restricted to just the habit checklist, but a clear reflection on their progress, strengthened in daily consistency. So it is very easy when you want to get a new habit, buy a new book, buy a yoga mat, or buy a new running shoes. But what doesn't last is motivation. Only the discipline works, and only the accountability towards you will work. So that is our target or the goal for our next chapter, and empowering peer leadership. So though it started by Ashish and I joined him, we encouraged other team members, other members of the group to take the leadership for a month, for a week, where they keep pushing the other people or have a accountability partner with them. And we are scaling thoughtfully. So there is an Instagram page, there is a WhatsApp group, there is a blogs that we write. So and we have a daily reflection central where the messages are not missed, but a meaningful connections are found. So what I have learned from Ashish so far is leading by example. So if I'm not tracking my own habits, if I'm not showing my own vulnerability, others people may not follow. So we are doing it by showing ourselves as real as possible, by taking the responsibility if we have missed the habit or how we made the progress. And with this, we are empowering others. So our team member designed different themes and then we discussed, and we have also done some of the sessions, webinars, seminars for motivating others or having a book review done by the authors. And there is a gentle guidance. So we don't pressure anyone. We create a culture where people feel safe or will fail, learn, and try again. So now what it looks like. So there are people with 75 consistent engagement. We had 100 plus transformation stories. And then we are also trying to do a weekly feedback loops, continuous improvement through regular community. So what does success means? How many habits did we form? How many habits are we able to follow throughout the year or throughout the month? So it started with 21 days consistent habits. It turned into month. Now it is turning into a quarter. So we want the last 3 months of 2025 to be as encouraging, as meaningful as possible. So what is the power of community growth? So we have seen people who were not able to complete their morning book reading habit or 5 minutes meditation or 10K steps were able to suddenly do it. They were thinking that they have to post their habits at the end of the day and they were trying to make it a green instead of a red. So they were individual commitment, the community support, the peer leadership, and the shared success. So the cycle is creating a sustaining community where growth becomes contagious and leaders emerges naturally. So I invite you to join our mission. So this is my first speech where we are writing now 2.0, where we want the next quarter, as I mentioned, to be successful for everyone who joins us, to have them follow their checklist, habits, and begin 2026 with a more powerful determination and a successful story. So don't wait for 2026 to start to begin your habits. Make the next 3 months a successful. And if you love our mission, we welcome you to join in. You can DM me, you can reach out to us and get added in the group. So what we assure you is the safe space that we have built in, the self-improvement, mutual accountability, not just with the habits, but with the book reading, with the creativity that you have, and the leadership that you can practice for your own growth. And we can all have amazing last quarter of 2025. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monica.
Awesome speech, People. Timer again would need notification after 1 minute. I'm requesting everyone to share their words in chat for Neetha's speech. And I think everybody would agree. Today's speech is actually clearly indicates how the resilience play differently in our life, what being resilient means to be.
Toastmaster Vinny, how long was the speech of Toastmaster Nital?
It is 7 minutes 50 seconds.
Oh, I was presenting my screen. I could not see the cards. I overshoot it.
So 1 minute is up.
Thank you so much, Timer. And indeed, what Nita just shared, of course, is aligned with our theme today, how to beat the motivation madness. Super. So continuing with the theme of the day, like how the motivation plays with us and what are the different factors that actually, or different facts rather, I would like to share regarding the motivation. Now, one of the factor is that why do we don't feel motivated or why do we eventually don't take the desired action is because of biological or physiological need that brain needs at least 20% of the body energy. That's the bare minimum. And that's where it tries to save the energy. That's the reason that the common habits which are not so productive, we fall into that. We fall prey to that. And here, I really want all of you to check with yourself. When maybe yesterday, check yesterday only and check like when did you fell prey to those habits that you really want to stop continuing with? That could be looking at reels, that could be maybe staying lazy in your bed, that could be watching Netflix, but just check with you. Anybody wants to share?
Can I share?
Yep.
So I I remember this was before COVID. Uh, we used to, with a group of friends, we used to wait for the weekend and either going out somewhere or sit in a group and have party and just keep waiting for the weekend. That's how maybe last so many decades passed. Today I don't wait for the weekend. Today I every day is a party for me. Every minute is a party for me because the habit, the urge for that, maybe you can call it drink or something that has completely disappeared. What excites me today, what motivates me today is about reading, about growth mindset people, because this is gives me the same hangover what that used to give. So I think that is where the you cross the that burden, that you cross that bar, that okay, now you are fully into it, and then you keep navigating further, you keep learning new things, and it doesn't stop you, and you become unstoppable. Thank you.
Awesome, Vivek. Definitely. It's again, I think, building that habit of breaking that barrier repeatedly is what helped you. Super. Karishma, you want to share? I see your raised hand. Yeah.
Yes. So the one thing which I always fall prey for is the Insta reels, which you also mentioned. And I think I go on Instagram like maybe just for a few minutes, but it ended up like always in hours or so. So what I do is like I try to deactivate my Instagram account like for 3 months or 4 months. Then I download it again like just for 1 2 weeks, and then I deactivate it again. So this has become my pattern as of now. And I have seen that it is reducing my screen time if I'm not using the Instagram, because that's the one thing which I've observed, and I feel like I'm right now on Instagram, but I'm going to deactivate in another week or so. But yeah, that's a pattern which I have tried to build, so that I am on and off, and I'm not giving it too much, and I'm not getting away from it as well, because that's the only means from where I can see what my friends are doing.
Thanks for sharing, Karishma. Definitely, it's about the pattern. So this is what where this energy saving comes into the picture. The kind of pattern we build. So if we kind of build a habit to becoming uncomfortable repeatedly, that again is a habit. And once your body and brain becomes usual and habitual to that, you will see that you'll be able to conduct those difficult actions repeatedly. So giving yourself a challenge to build those habits is one thing wherein you can train yourself. Now, second fact that I really had been repeating, I think in last couple of speeches also, is about the goals. As per studies, 42% you are more likely to achieve your goal if you have written them. And most of us might be aware of it. And now I just want you to raise a hand if you have written goals for you. Great, Vivek. I was expecting it from you for sure.
Yeah.
I wrote
So
never
Yes,
uh,
forget.
Vivek.
I earlier used to think, okay, what is there in writing? Anyway, I can remember everything. Then somebody told me, don't use your brain as a storage box or a storage like a cupboard. Your brain should be used to get the things done right instead of doing things right. When you write, you are automatically wiring, you are using your fingers and it is connected to your brain. Then 90% things are done the moment you write. When you develop this connection, and if you develop this connection through heart, your hand, heart, and brain, then the deal is done. You are going to 100% you will achieve it.
So true. There is a raise of hand. Ashish, you want to share?
Yeah, so like it's similar to what Vivek mentioned. Like when I write it down, like it stays in the memory, like not in the memory literally, but like there is an obligation that because like it goes into you, and then you have to act upon it rather than just keeping it in the brain. And like once you write it down, it like becomes like an obligation, a promise to yourself that you have to act upon it. So yeah, definitely agree with this.
Super, Ashish. Thank you, both of you. You have raised a very important point because the brain is not a storage device, but it's a problem solving machine. And you're relying on your memory, it's not the correct usage of the brain. Of course, it's supposed to memorize the things, but don't use it like that. If you are making a problem statement of finding what you have to do, then you know you are underutilizing that powerful tool that you have. So it's really important. If you have not yet done, I really, really encourage you, all of you, to go and write your goals. Whatever comes into your mind, just create that list and do it with hand. As very well explained by Vivek, it make huge lot of difference. I was attending a session yesterday about journaling. And again, the same thing was emphasized that when you actually write, you open new neural pathways in your brain, and that's a different connection with what you're writing because then it becomes into the reality. You see it, you hear that in your voice, and that's it become really important. So it's really encouraging you. If you really want to beat the madness of motivation, just start writing what you want to achieve, what you want to do. Don't worry about how will you achieve, just write it up. Can I expect everyone? Just raise your hand if you are willing to, if you agree to write your goals today. Super. Mukul, want to share something? I think there is a raise of hand.
No, I was just raising hand and I will write the things from now on.
Okay, super. Good, good. All right. And then there is a different interesting study I found about as I was researching about this motivation. And this was a research done by Harvard Business School. And what they found, you will be really interested to know about it, is of course that 80% of the high achievers, what is the factors that motivate them? That is the autonomy, means being in control, then the mastery, becoming better on what you already know, and the purpose, means what a big thing you want to achieve. So autonomy, mastery, and purpose are the crucial factors that can influence you to take the desired action. Now, I'm deliberately not calling the word motivation because, as Neetal also said, motivation is short lived. It won't give you long term results. Now, what is it that's inspiring you or pushing you through? That's your autonomy, that mastery, and the purpose. At this point of time, I really want you to connect with yourself, check with yourself, and self reflect. What is that one skill you want to master? What is it one hobby that you wanted to develop? What was that purpose that you always had, but you didn't work on it? Identify that. Because I really want this group of people to become a high achievers. We all have potential, but we can reach that potential only when we work on these three factors, because this is proven through the studies that these three factors are a game changer. And all the achievers, most of the achievers that they studied have these three factors in common. So what do you choose? Yeah, Vivek.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that sometime when you really want to motivate yourself for doing or mastering some skill, you need to find one anchor. It could be accountability partner. It could be a simple pen. Maybe in my case, for example, I used to always be in dilemma whether to type or write. Finally, I chose writing over typing because I found one pen which was lying in my cupboard for last 10 years, cross pen. Somebody gifted me. Maybe we did a great project in my previous company. And when I started using it, suddenly it became a magic. Like it started flowing things, ideas flew without any interruption, words came out, and that motivated me. So I encourage everybody to find one prop or anchor which will, we have to deceive your mind to somehow get to the point, nothing else. Thank you.
So true. So true. Often we kind of get manipulated by our own mind games. But to win that game, of course, we really need to encourage, empower, maybe through some intrinsic factor or maybe through some external factor, as Vivek is sharing, anchoring to something. And that's what the fourth factor is. Your environment actually impacts you. And you're 30% more likely if your environment is conducive enough for you to take those actions. Maybe some note, maybe some display, maybe keeping your desk uncluttered, or maybe have a safe, sacred space that when you sit there or reach there, you feel that charge. So identify what you can change in your environment. I remember we did once an activity. So our coach asked us to go and change something in the room. That will take just 1 or 2 minutes. I really am now asking you to go and move from your seats and do a little change in your environment. Anything. Maybe changing the position of the book that's on your desk, maybe rearranging the things, but just get up from your seat and make some change. Go fast. I really want you to be back within few seconds. Everybody wake up. Get up from the seats, change something in the room.
I have already done before starting the meeting, and that is
Do
what
it
is keeping
again.
me
Do it
energized.
again. This is a task. Those who are not on camera, I am sure you are doing that changes. I trust you. And once you are back, just type done because I don't see you on the camera.
Done. Done.
Super. Now, this is the beauty about taking action. Just a little movement energizes our body and brain both. And our mind and body both are connected. So when you're feeling not so motivated, just change something. A little movement of your body will bring that energy and then immediately jump into the action. That would be a great way to energize yourself and charge yourself. Super. With that, I would like to take a pause now. I think I have overshooted the time. I'm sorry, everybody, but this topic I think made me actually do it a little extra. But any which ways, I think we need this kind of a dose. So now I take a pause and call upon the table topic master to
I'll
run us
take.
through the second phase. Yes, Nathan. So virtual stage is yours to drive us through the phase two table
Sure.
topics.
Thank you. So, hi everyone again. So, this is my third hat of the day. So, as we aware of the table topics, this would be an impromptu speech where you will be given 1 minute to 2 minutes to speak, and I'll invite everyone to utilize the maximum time that's available to complete and have a good session. So, raise of hands who want to go first. No, no one is interested. Oh my God, we can skip Monica then this. Yeah, I have seen Karishma. So, Toastmaster Karishma, your topic will be vibes. Vibes, Toastmaster Karishma.
Is it WIPES wipes?
VIBES, vibes.
Wipes. Oh, okay. Sorry. VIB. Okay. That's far better. Vibes. Do you think you can connect with someone if you are not vibing with someone? Vibing is a Gen Z slang, of course, but I think it is something which is coming from millennials and the previous generations as well. Maybe the word was different, but this is something which connects with each other. I am back to Toastmaster after 2 years because there was something which I was vibing on with the mic, with the virtual stage or the physical stage or with the pathways of the Toastmasters. Something was there with which I was able to vibe it, and that's why I'm back. I do not. Um, I go ahead with only, I can connect with only those people with I can of course vibe on. Even in your corporate world as well, you can work with them more far better than those with whom you don't vibe with, of course. And I feel this particular feeling is very important to go ahead with if you're doing something very uh, par- important in nature. I feel even if you see the kind of friends you will be having, the primary friends, the secondary friends, or the convenient friends, there will be a different vibing potential or energy, I should say, with all these three type of categories. So I think this is a very good and important and a very best feeling one can have, and they can of course, and one of course can vibe on any particular activity. Like for example, I get a good vibes when I'm dancing, and when I'm not vibing too much with my own life or with my pattern of my life, or a particular day, I go and dance, and it gives me something which I look for. Of course, thank you so much, and bye.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karisho, for taking on the topic. So there is a book called Positive Vibes, Good Life. So that keeps posting. And if we have a good positive vibe with someone, we connect often. And we should encourage ourselves to get removed from the situation where we get negative vibes. So that our mental peace is not damaged. So I'll go with Toastmaster Hirinder. So Toastmaster Hirinder, your topic is, can I see on you on the screen?
Nikhil, I'm really in a bad shape and my network is
Okay,
also
no
not
problem.
helping. So I
Okay,
want to keep it that
sure.
way.
Yeah. So Toastmaster Hirinder, Passion Pulse, Passion Pulse, Toastmaster Hirinder.
Passion Pulse. It's a very interesting topic. Thanks, Nikhil. I think anything we do or anything it gets done, it's not motivation, it's by the passion. because as everyone has mentioned since morning, that motivation is a short term thing. It can keep you, it can get the thing started, or you can do it for once or twice, or maybe you can keep it for a shorter term. But unless you develop or gets into the passion mode, it's really difficult to achieve anything. And those who have achieved big things, they all are driven by the passion. Developing passion is really difficult thing. So many books you read, you need a real encouragement within. First thing, that you believe that you can do this, you want this. And the last thing that I feel when I feel the passion, that there's no other way that you do this specific thing or you achieve thing. There's no other way. That's the thing that bring the passion thing in you. So if you can develop that fire, that agile thing, that's the thing can take you to the level where you really want. So yeah, I think that's what I have to say. Over to you, Toastmaster Neetu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hirinder. So as you mentioned, you are not in very well shape, but you are passionate about Toastmasters, so you are here. And we are all passionate about the same thing, achieving a big goal. So passion is important. You do not develop it, it comes
Yeah.
over a period of time, but you need to move in a right direction to develop it. So next will be our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monica. So Toastmaster Monica. Rules make freedom. Rules make freedom. Toastmaster Monica.
Rules make freedom, for sure. When you have a rule, you know what has to be done. What are the consequences? What are the benefits? And you really use your mind to do something more constructive rather than making decisions about those small things. One of the rule in my home is to not have phone during the meal. Reason? Of course, that distract your mind and body. It confuses whether you are enjoying the time or whether you actually feeding yourself. So it's kind of confusing your brain and body what's happening. And another factor, when you are consuming the phone, you really don't even get time to look at the meal that you are being served. You don't appreciate, you don't pay gratitude to that meal. And third aspect, you really miss an opportunity to connect with the family. So lunch times for us, this is a rule that I have made in my home is during lunchtime, we'll sit together, we'll have the meal together without the screen, we'll interact with each other, and we appreciate each other, or maybe we complain, whatever we have to discuss about, we have to share our things. So this rule actually has helped me to at least make my kids and my family aware of why it's really needed to be connected, why it's really needed to be connected with your food, and why it's really needed to be connected with your own needs. And you really get to know about your body's indication triggers as well as what you are feeling, and you become aware more about yourself. Similarly, I think rules really are needed. If you have not created any for your day to day life, I really would encourage all of you, because this is how I'm finding it really good, as my kids also have now becoming more aware of, and they really want to connect together during the mealtime. So, mealtime for us are the fun time now. Now, I encourage all of you, what is one rule that you think you can create in your life that can bring a great result and great bonding with your people? Back to table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Completely agree with you. So when we make rules for ourselves, we don't overthink, we don't fight with our own thoughts, and we get the freedom of time and freedom of what to do. As the information is endless, you need to have some rules which book to study. So next will be our Ashish Taneja. So Toastmaster Ashish Taneja, or soon to be Toastmaster.
Yes,
Soon to be?
hopefully.
Yes, so soon to be Toastmaster, Ashish Taneja. Move the mountain, move the mountain. Soon to be Toastmaster, Ashish Taneja.
Okay. Thank you, Nital. So, move the mountain So basically, it's easier for anyone to move the mountain if the task at hand is closer to heart. So if you are working in a corporate setup or in any organization where the end product of the task is not basically suits your personality, and there is a mismatch between what your heart wants and what you are asked to do by the superiors, then it becomes difficult to accomplish that task and move the mountain. And it's difficult to be resilient at that time. It's easy to be restless. But in case you are working for an NGO, like if it is closer to your heart, for example, if you since your childhood you wanted to be an educator, and you get a chance to instruct poor children who anyways have no means to get that quality education which you can provide. So that is something, if it is closer to your heart, that is something that you can work upon, and it will become easy, not easy, but uh, it will become easy for you to muster up the courage and gather as much motivation as you want for that task, and you will be resilient through and throughout while accomplishing that task. So yeah, choose your, like, it's important to move the right mountain and not move the mountain that is assigned to you by someone else. So basically choose your own mountain. Yeah, that's it.
Perfectly said, Toastmaster Ashish, that we need to choose what mountain we want to move. We cannot move all the mountains that are available, but if we choose the correct one and pursue through, we can definitely achieve the goal.
Yeah.
Thank you once again. So I see the newest member of our club raising hands. So I'll give the first chance to Toastmaster Mukul. So this will be our two last topics for the day, Toastmaster Mukul and Toastmaster Somya. So can I see you on the screen, Toastmaster Mukul? Yes. Toastmaster Mukul, dreams don't sleep. Dreams don't sleep. Toastmaster
I'm
Mukul.
trying to open the camera.
Okay. You heard the topic or shall I repeat?
Yeah, I have the topic. So thanks Cecil, for the topic. Dreams don't sleep. Definitely, I would say that's a perfect saying, or you can say saying every one of us can relate with. It can also resonate with another saying: the dreams you take, you have while sleeping are not right dreams. The dreams doesn't let you sleep. All of us work hard for something we have always thought about. Maybe all around the world, maybe buying an iPhone. So dreams are something which motivates us. One thing I can say, and we all are passionate about, and being resilient helps us to pursue the dreams a little in an easier way. So that's it.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Mukul. Yes. There was a lot of break actually. Could not hear you properly. I'll go to the next table topic.
Apologies,
Toastmaster
my
so
internet is bad.
yeah, I could not hear the entire thing. So Toastmaster Somya, this will be our last topic of the day. Toastmaster Somya, coffin of comfort. Coffin of comfort, Toastmaster Somya.
Wow. Uh, what a great phrase, coffin of comfort. I think it really speaks to stepping out, like it really speaks to the importance of stepping out of the comfort zone. And it is so true that if we stay within our own comfort zone, then yes, we will be possibly master of whatever we are doing. Whether we are working in a work setting, whether we are having some sort of business, let's say, or it could be anything else, whether you could even be a student. But say we stay within our comfort zone, then we may be able to achieve mastery, but then that is it. That is all we will be able to grow to. Um, that is okay, maybe to satisfy our egos that yeah, we were able to we are able to accomplish so and so many things. However, if we actually wanted to grow in life, or and move forward, challenge ourselves in different ways. um, the only way we can do that is if we stepped outside of the comfort zone. So I like the example. It says an example that Neetal had was mentioning in the meeting, how her journey of Spark started. So she could have stayed within the two people group, or even earlier. She couldn't have. She may have not, reached out to her friend and uh, stayed in her bubble. But because she was able to take that leap of faith, uh, and pushed her comfort zone, now she has this whole community of Sparks, which inspires not only the two of them, but so many more people. So I think that's a great example of good things happening when one steps out of their comfort zone. Back to you, Neetu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soumya. Very well said. So we all need to push our comforts. So recent example that I could share is I posted on LinkedIn for job openings. We posted for a job opening which is an outdated version of Oracle, and I got so many CVs, and all were like 15 plus years experience. So seeing them, I got scared. Like they're not planning their career; they're stuck in their comfort zone of doing the things they were good at 5 years back or 10 years back, and they're still looking for opportunity to do the same thing again. So pushing out of comfort zone is quite important if you want to stay relevant in this AI era. So with this, I'll conclude table topics and I'll hand over the stage back to table topic master, Toastmaster Monica. Sorry, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you so much, Neetal. A great topics that you had shared today. I think much aligned with the theme. Thank you. And last topic was again the greatest. I really love that. Because this is what about motivation, right? What is it that makes us stay awake, which wakes us up in the morning? So I'll be talking about few tips that can help you to beat the game of the madness about the motivation. Check with yourself. What wakes you up in the morning when you get off the bed? Is it the alarm, urge to have food? What is it? Or is it some goal that is inspiring you? Some skill that you want to learn, or some important thing you want to work upon? If none, if only alarm is waking up you, then probably you can do this thing. A night before, just write down or identify that one thing you want to work upon early morning tomorrow. Because quite often people wake up and then start watching their phone. So beat that loop and identify what you have to work upon the next day, a night before. So tonight, identify what that one task you would be taking up tomorrow morning. Second important aspect. What do you think would be the common reason people giving when they are not able to achieve their commitment to self or that one important goal? Anybody? So most often people complain about lack of time. I didn't have time to do that. Let me remind you, all the high achiever also have got 24 hours only, but they are able to achieve what they want to achieve just because of the priorities. So you are not actually dealing with the time crunch, but what you are stuck at is not being able to prioritize what is important. So once you have prioritized, once you have a dedicated time for that particular item or that particular task, you will be able to make that happen. So block your calendar, block your time, give yourself a deadline, give yourself that pressure that you have to achieve that and prioritize it. What I do, what works for me is in the morning itself, identify what is the most high priority item I really want to accomplish today. And I make sure I do that even if I have to stay late that day. Stay awake till late hours that day. So identify that. Third item is identify yourself the purpose. As I was checking, like check with yourself. What was that goal or project or something that gave you that urge to act? For instance, in the school time, Examination was the urge. Yes, I have to study because I have to score more. That was the goal. Maybe when you join the work for yourself, your first deliverable to the organization, or if you are in business, maybe the first deliverable to the client, or maybe the first milestone that you have to achieve. So, what is that important project, a goal, which gives you that kick of energy to beat the loop of laziness so that you become motivational Mike again? And fourth most important aspect, we never celebrate ourselves. Now, when we talk about celebration, it means gathering the people, having delicious food, having some fun time with a group of people. That's also kind of a celebration. But what I'm talking about is celebrating even the smallest win. If you were able to keep up two of your commitment for the day, that's a point to be celebrated. And how you can celebrate? Maybe just doing that energetic dance, maybe going and hugging a family member to express that joy, or maybe treating yourself with the tasty dessert you want to have or what you have been stopping yourself to do. These are all different kind of a celebrations. Identify what can you do to ensure that you celebrate your small wins. Every small success leads to an energy to take big actions to achieve those important goals. Your small successes matter a big way. Make a point that you celebrate yourself every single day, because this dose of celebration, this dose of appreciating yourself will take you a long way. And this will give you an energy to keep yourself disciplined, focused, and targeting towards what you really want to achieve in your life. And fifth important tip, for whatever goal that you have not been able to achieve, identify a 2 minute action you're gonna take today, right now. Think about that important task or goal that you have been avoiding because it's a big item that you have worked on. Identify just 2 minute task you can do. Maybe even opening that book that you have wanted to read for so long. Maybe writing that one page for the book that you have been waiting to publish for yourself. Or maybe bringing that note in front of your eyes, writing that on a piece of paper and stick it on the wall next to you. So that keeps reminding you. So, what is that 2 minute action that you promise to take today, right away? Yes, Vivek.
It's a quick one. I will not take more than 30 seconds. Sometimes reframing helps a lot. Instead of saying, I need to write a book, if I can say that, no, I need to write one page
Yes.
daily. That's
Yes.
enough.
Right.
Thank you.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Vivek, for adding on. Yes, this is about that 2 minute task, like reframing and then bringing that to a actionable step. And that actually starts to break that barrier. With that, I think we right now need to enter into the important phase of the meeting, that is about evaluation. And for that, I would like to call upon stage the general evaluator for today, Weber. The virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Monica. So we come to the final section of this meeting, which is the evaluation section. And during this, we will be hearing direct and indirect evaluations from all our evaluators. And in the end, I will be providing my evaluation of the meeting as well. So first of all, I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Mohit to please provide his evaluation of Toastmaster Vivek's speech. Toastmaster Mohit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaibhav. Hi, everyone. Now raise your hand if you think motivation causes action. There was a long time when I thought that it is motivation that brings about action. But from whatever we've heard so far and from Toastmaster Vivek's speech, it is clear that it is actually the other way around. It is the action, the activity, the dancing, the moving around, the cycling is what causes the motivation, which in turn causes the action. And it's like a cycle: action, motivation, further action, and it goes on and on. And that's exactly what Toastmaster Vivek helped us understand in his speech today. The best part about the speech for me was the very beginning when Toastmaster Vivek caught our attention. It is said that it is the first few seconds when we decide whether we want to listen to the speaker or not. And Toastmaster Vivek had all of us hooked. The way he started, the way he segued into a beautiful story which took us to Beijing and taught us a thing or two about the culture of Beijing, where people are obsessed about action, activities, and how it helps them in more ways than one. What I also liked about Toastmaster Vivek's speech was the engagement that he brought. He asked quite a few questions to the audience, and audience was all participating and engaged. One suggestion for that though would be that it when we ask open-ended question, there is a risk that audience will take away the time, which we want to be careful watchful for. The other thing which I liked about the speech was the humor. Remember when Toastmaster Vivek said that I'm not one of those, and he pointed to his tummy. Great humor in the speech. Another recommendation on that would be to pause a little longer so everybody can have a moment to smile. Now, one recommendation I have for Toastmaster Vivek is that there was a lot of content in a 5 to 7 minute speech. We heard about various different things and we were a little confused about what is the core message. The plan for Toastmaster Vivek was to share about his plan for the DTM, and since there were too many things, the focus and attention that it came to the plan was relatively less. So my recommendation is to keep focus, keep it very clear, and make it sticky as well. I heard the speaker say activity based learning and community based learning, you which confuses me and doesn't make the point sticky. Make it very clear, something like ABC, activity based creativity, for that matter. So overall, a great speech, the way you grabbed the attention, the way you brought about the engagement, the humor element, all got everybody hooked. The only recommendation I have for you is to be mindful of the time, pause a little longer, and make the message sticky. That's it. And best wishes, Vivek, for your DTM journey. Back to you, Toastmaster Weber.
Great feedback. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohan. Next up, it's my turn to evaluate Toastmaster Neethal. So, Toastmaster Neethal, you were attempting your level 5 speech, project 1 speech, which was about talking about the preparations that you have done for your project. Some good aspects of the speech was, I think you had a very well prepared presentation. You had all the points noted down. You did your homework. You've been actually actively doing this project. So that basically means that you knew what you were talking about. You have actually benefited from this Sparks project personally. So that was absolutely clear in your speech. Now, some of the things that I feel where you could improve is you have done this project yourself and you've seen the benefit of it, but that conviction, that passion, that enthusiasm was not there in your voice. The entire speech was very, very flat. Vocal variety is something that we talk about in Toastmasters, and vocal variety actually matters when you, um, based on your content and the audience that you're speaking to. You're asking people to join your mission. So you have a mission that you wanted people to understand and join it as well. Now, for something like that to happen, you need to have that conviction in your voice yourself, which was really lacking. I mean, it was to lack of a better word, very boring. So I would request you to kind of, I mean, you know this, you know the content, you know what you're talking about. You are really, really passionate about it. So that has to come out in your voice. That has to be kind of projected towards the audience that, you know what, I have done this, I know it works, and I want you guys to join. That's how cults are born. You know, how do you create a cult? Is somebody who comes onto the stage and really can convince people to join their mission. So you had the content, you know the subject matter, just that you need to have that conviction when you're talking about it with people, so that they get to kind of they internalize it. They're like, oh, I know what Neethal is talking about, and I love what she's talking about, and we want to join your mission. So a little bit harsh, Toastmaster Neethal, but you asked for it. So I hope you take these um, with the same resilient nature that you have. Um, that you'll come back with this in a much stronger, in a much better way in your next speech. Thank you very much. I hope so that was your evaluation. Even my daughter was going, I'm being too hard. I should stop at some point.
No, that was required. Agree with your points.
Thank you. So with that, we move on to the indirect evaluation. Sorry, direct evaluation. And for that, I'd like to invite onto stage the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Soumya. Soumya, please, can you provide your feedback on the grammar uses today?
Sure. Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Weber. So I'll begin with the usage of the word of the day. There were 4 people who used it. Monica used it twice. Ashish used it twice. Mukul, I could not hear the entire speech, but I did hear the word resilient, so he used it once. And Webber just used it. Okay, now coming to the language usage. So I'll start with people by people. So starting with Monica, uh, s- starting with the incorrect usage. So in the first phrase, you mentioned like they had a same couch, should have been the same couch. Uh, then article he had to read. So it would be article he had to read. Then having some, no, sorry, that's fine. And in the second phase, there was when did you fell prey to? It should be when did you fall prey to? There was some good language usage as well from your end, like which painted some vivid imagery, like going back to memory lane, taking up the charge. In phase two, you used words like magnets of motivation, or we get manipulated by our own mind games. So that created a nice picture of being actually manipulated by the mind games. You had a usage of loop of laziness. So that was also very interesting. Then coming to Vivek for the speech. So uh, what could be better? The first you used what better way to create connection if we did so and so. It should be what better way to create connection than we could do it. Then there are only one type of people. It should be there is only one kind of people. Then he made one statement, then it should be he made one statement. Again, very good usage of language. The mixing of Hindi metaphor and then translating it, I thought was a nice touch because the group understands both languages here. The other phrases were smiling eyes, my life became a masterpiece, activity is creativity. So those are all great language usage. Now, coming to Neetul. So, yeah. So you use the phrase, it was two people holding accountable to each other. It should be, it was two people holding each other accountable. And yeah, and the other phrase that can be better phrased is accountability. You used accountability towards you. It should instead be accountability towards yourself. Now, again, coming to table topics. So, Karishma, uh, the phrase you used was, this is something which connects with each other. I think you meant that this is something that we connect with each other on, or something of that effect. Then for Ashish, I think it's more impactful if you say, if the task at hand is close to heart rather than closer to heart. It sounds more natural and easy. This is more of a suggestion where instead of easy for you to gather courage, it could be easier for you to gather courage because it flows more natural. Mukul, sorry, I could not hear the speech because it was there were network issues. Yeah, back to Webhov. This was from my end.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Soumya, for that really detailed feedback on the grammars and everybody's grammar. Now, next on, we will move on to Toastmaster. Toastmaster Karishma, who's going to be who's our counter for us today. Toastmaster Karishma, stage is yours.
Thank you so much, and I request someone to please share the screen for me. I have just posted a counter report snapshot on on WhatsApp. So if can someone help me with that, it would be a great help. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Needle. So I'll start with T mode. Toastmaster Monica took only four arms, four short pause, and two long pauses. I also feel that with this much of content being a T mode, if you have used these many filler words and short pauses, I think you were still a flawless. And today I know like why people call you Magical Mona, of course. Toastmaster Bob. If yeah, Toastmaster Bob / Webhub, of course. So as a G, you just took two that's it. Speaker, Toastmaster Vivek and Toastmaster Neetal. Five short posts for Vivek and three long posts, but there were no fillers. I found for the Toastmaster Needle, three arms and five short posts. I also observed that there were five short pauses because you were going from one slide to another slide, and so that is why the pauses were there. For the evaluator, Toastmaster Mohit only one arm, flawless again, of course. Evaluator two, Toastmaster Webber. I also feel that the evaluator speeches are a little impromptu, and that is the reason I found nine arms and two short pauses and one long pause. So that was the case with him. Table topic master, Toastmaster Neetal, four arms, two short pauses. Toastmaster Hirinder, arms, other fillers, and three short pauses. Toastmaster Monica, flawless again, only one short pause. Potential Toastmaster Ashish, seven arms and two short pauses. I was not able to evaluate potential Toastmaster Mukul speech because there were network issues from his end, of course. Potential Toastmaster Soumya, for the table topic speech, there were only four rounds. For the timer and grammarian, timer Toastmaster Winnie, in her previous when she was introducing her own, there were only two arms. Not sure about how we should go ahead in the next, like after me, of course. Potential Toastmaster Soumya, there were nine arms in your grammarian section and four short pauses. I feel there are less long pauses in this case. I feel that this is because we are short of our time, like we're little behind with that. So I think everyone were keeping track of it, and hence on a I'm of course this is on a sarcastic note. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Weber.
Great. Thank you so much, Karishma. So next up, we have the timer report from who's the timer for today? Toastmaster Vinny. So Toastmaster Vinny, can you please share your timing report today?
Uh, Thank you, Toastmaster Weber. I'm just sharing my screen. So as this role is challenging, and I really thought that I will never take up a timer role because it's a challenge for me to manage the time. But besides that, there were few learnings for me in the sense that I had to stay alert all the time and reset my timer just before the start of a speech. And besides enjoying the speeches also. So here is a timer report from my end. Toastmaster Vivek Agrawal, he was a speaker and he took 7 minutes 45 seconds. Nital, who took 7 minutes 50 seconds. Then the evaluation speeches by Mohit and Vaibhav. Mohit took 3 minutes 28 seconds. Vaibhav took 3 minutes 15 seconds. And for the toast table topics, Karishma took 2 minutes. Hirender took 1 minute 20 seconds. Monica took 1 minute 50 seconds. Ashish took 1 minute 40 seconds. Mukul took 58 seconds, besides the network issue at his end. Soumya took 1 minute 45 seconds. So, as far as the timer report is concerned, I think the speakers have to be disqualified because they exceeded their time. And I'm sorry if I think Neetal could not see the signals at my end. I'm really sorry for that. Thank you,
Yeah,
and
I
over to you,
was present.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinny, for that detailed report. Yes, timing rule is a challenge because you do have to stay alert, but there are a few tools available which helps you kind of juggle through the timing cards for everybody. So there are some websites available that you can find online, and there are apps also for Android and uh, iOS devices. So you can use those to time. So that just makes it very easy. It's just like one click and it does the red, blue, green as well. Great. So now we'll get into my evaluation of the meeting. What is the meeting number?
I don't think we tracked.
Okay, so there is no exception for speakers. Like whether you see, so here's my evaluation on that, Toastmaster Needle. So whether you see the red, blue, and green cards or not, uh, it is upon the speaker to actually have practiced enough to know when they're going to be exceeding the time. That is what I feel. Okay, for impromptu speeches, for example, table topics, yes, you do not know when you're going over, but I think speeches have to be prepared in a way that you are sure of that you never exceed time. So the trick for me or the rule that I use is I always prepare my speeches for about 5.5 minutes. If it's a 7 minute long speech, I prepare it for 5.5 minutes. So with an added pause or added disturbance here or there, it never exceeds more than 6.5 minutes. So with that, that's the evaluation for both the speakers. So please do practice before this for your speeches so that you do not exceed on time. Everything else is forgivable. Exceeding time is not. Overall, the meeting went pretty well. I mean, it's an experienced Toastmasters club. We have some really experienced Toastmasters in this club. One thing that I've noted before as well, and I'd like to reiterate, is that let's have an agenda sheet with timings spaced out for all the speakers so that we get into the habit of actually sticking to. I mean, that's one part of this Toastmaster journey is also to be able to speak for an allocated period of time. So whether it's the table topic session or it's the evaluation section or it's the speakers, everybody has a schedule and they need to follow that. And so actually having that schedule upfront on the agenda sheet and everybody knowing that their timings that, okay, I'm going to be speaking for these many minutes and preparing your content accordingly. I know Toastmaster Monica knew that she was overshooting, but she has so much content that she wanted to share. She was very passionate about it. But again, that's the beauty of, again, Toastmasters, right? To be able to prepare your speeches or prepare your content in a way that you can give it out in a very time boxed manner. Otherwise, I think everybody did their job fantastically. To Soumya, I mean, you were great as a grammarian. Special shout out to Toastmaster Karishma with a detailed report on the our counting report, and great work to Toastmaster Vinny um, with the timing report. Toastmaster Neethal, you took the table topic session impromptu, but you had some amazing topics. I think most of the speakers were stumped when they did hear your topic for the first time. They had to regain their composure, but they came back swinging. It's like that India Sri Lanka match. Every speaker won at the with the super over. They did blow away Toastmaster Needle's topics with a very well thought out and articulated speeches. So overall, I've enjoyed this meeting, and it was a pleasure being an evaluator for Toastmaster Neethal as well as a general evaluator. And I'd like to congratulate everyone for a job well done, and also finally hand the stage back to Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you so much, Vaibhav and entire team for sharing the reports and apprising us how fairly we did today. And again, lot of learning for us. Timing for sure, I think, is the main hero today that we really need to take attention towards. All right. So now it's time to hand over the stage to the presiding officer. But before that, I have a small challenge to each one of you. As we have discussed about motivation, and the main topic is about how we become more of motivated Mike rather than being lazy Larry. Sorry, lazy Larry. What I really want you to do is, as in a challenge, identify one goal, only one goal that you really want to achieve in the last quarter of this year. It's really important that we enter with the positive and achieving mindset when we enter 2026. So identify one goal. Now break that into small tasks, very small possible tasks that you can take up in coming days. Out of that, identify one task that you want to do today itself in this next 24 hours and announce that in the WhatsApp group. Can we all agree to this challenge? Raise your hand if you agree. I'll repeat, identify one goal, break those few steps that you can take towards achieving it. Identify one small step that you're gonna take in next 24 hours and inform in the WhatsApp group of our Toastmasters Club. With that challenge, I am sure we all become more of motivated Mike and we'll become less of lazy Larry. Now it's time to hand over the stage back to the presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Mohit. Virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. What an amazing meeting we've just had. I would like to hear a little bit from our newest members and some of the guests who are still in the meeting in a few words, like whatever describes your experience from today's meeting. Ashish, if you're still around, you can shout out your word.
Yeah, yeah, it was a great meeting. I didn't plan to put my hands up for the table topics, but I felt comfortable after 1 hour of the meeting. I felt in a safe environment, so I did eventually go for it and liked it. Yeah, hopefully to make it better next time.
Thank you, Ashish, for sharing that. And we look forward to having you again. Let's hear from who else we've got. Jatin, you haven't spoken much in the meeting. How was your experience in a few words?
Hi Mohit. It was a wonderful meeting. Sorry I couldn't, participate much. I was traveling. I'm still traveling right now. But I have been wanting to attend this meeting for so long, and hopefully I'll join again and attend the meeting, like in such a way in which I could involve as well, right? And I really love to see that the members, the guests are enjoying it. So you guys are absolutely doing a great job, and keep doing what you're doing. I think it's really going great, and I enjoyed the meeting.
Great. Jatin, where are you headed?
Actually, we are going somewhere with my friends, and I'm about to reach there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing and have a good time with your friends. We look forward to having you again. Let's hear a few words from Soumya, who's our newest joiner.
Sure, sure. No, great meeting as always. I mean, as if the group wasn't inspirational enough, the topic made it even more, motivating and inspiring. So engaging from start to end. I don't know if I mentioned before, it's hard for me to sit through offline, like online meetings, but this one was engaging right from, start to the end. Loved it.
Great, Soumya. Thanks for sharing. And anybody else would like to share a few words? Otherwise, I'm almost nearing the end of the meeting, and I'm also nearing completion of the decision of who takes away the uh, prizes today for the best speaker and role players. So I'm going to share that in a bit. Okay, great. So let's have the prizes. Monica, do I have your permission to declare the winners? All right. Okay. So these are the People Choice Award winners. Of course, the people who got disqualified don't take away the prizes, but the rest do. So the best table topic speaker goes to someone who told us that comfort is a coffin. Toastmaster Soumya. Huge round of applause. The role player, the best role player for today goes to our Toastmaster, magical Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monica, for those amazing learnings about how to stay motivated. Yeah, I'm going to try to be motivated, Mike, more than the Larry that I've been. Now, the best auxiliary role player today goes to, okay, this one too goes to our newest member, the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Soumya. Again, congratulations. It's your day today. The best evaluator for today goes to Toastmaster Bob. Huge round of applause for Toastmaster Bob. And those are all the winners. For the speakers, those were amazing prepared speeches. But yes, you got to do better at the timing. Otherwise, it's of no use. So with that, we come to the end of this amazing meeting. And I would like to just share a few words from John Maxwell, the leadership expert who I've been following for years. He says that they say that motivation doesn't last, but neither does bathing. And that's why we need one every day. So let's keep motivating each other, let's encouraging each other, and let's keep staying motivated. And on that note, I would like to close the meeting. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the weekend. See you next
Thank
week.
you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hey,
Bye.
Bye.